Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial of AJAX, and in this video we will gonna start doing a little project or example with using some AJAX to request something to a PHP script, okay, and we also gonna use MySQL database. Okay, so we will use JavaScript. We will make also a little some inputs. Okay, basically what I'm gonna do is a login system. Okay, with a username and password, and then we will request via AJAX to the PHP script that will process the username and password to see if you are a registered user, and if the login and the username are correct, then we will receive via AJAX as well the answer of or the result of the query to the MySQL database. Okay, guys, so pretty simple. We will have to create a MySQL database. We will have to create a PHP script, okay, to process the username and password, and we will have to create also an HTML file with the login form, okay, and also the AJAX function. So the first thing we have to create, or I'm going to create, is the HTML file. So let's start and type HTML. And head here, head, body, close body, and that's pretty much it. Let me save this, save as, and I'm gonna save this as let me say test form.html or test login. Okay, so save that and pay attention to one thing. You have to save the files, either your PHP or this HTML file, in your htdocs, okay? Because we will use, to see if this works, we will have to make a request to the PHP file, which is a server file, okay? So we have to use the XAMPP control panel, or the XAMPP virtual Apache server. Okay, so to do that, you already know from our PHP tutorial series, you have to put all the files inside htdocs, okay? So test login.html, save it, perfect. Now inside the head, or let's go first of all, let's create here in the body, I'm going to create a table and border equals 1, and let's close table, and in here I'm going to type tr and td. Now I'm going to type name and close table data, open table data, and now I'm going to type input type equals text name is going to be name, and let's give it an ID of username, and let's close that and close table data and close table row. Okay, now what we can do is take all this and copy, and paste it here. And then instead of name, let's change this to password. Here, password. The name is going to be password as well. User password, and that's it. Okay. Now in here, let me push this a little bit to the top. Now down here, I'm going to type input, type equals button value equals login on click equals, and let's type test. Test. That's gonna be the name of our AJAX function. And down here, I'm gonna create a div ID equals to results. This is where I'm going to echo out the result, okay, whatever the answer is from the PHP file, and div. Perfect. And you can put here, you can leave this empty, or I'm gonna type just result, okay, just to see where the div is gonna be. So let's check it out. Launch in Chrome, and let me see. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna push a little bit more down the login. Let's put here paragraph, and here as well paragraph. Save it, refresh it. Okay, perfect. So we have a login file, but if you look carefully, we didn't put it inside a form at all. Okay, we don't need to use a form because we will get directly from through AJAX script. Okay, we will get directly the ID of the name and password, and then send those two values to the PHP script. Okay, so we will not submit nothing at all using a submit button in a form. We will just create a button here, as we created here, and onClick is going to call the function test in our AJAX script here. Okay, so that's all we need, and let's start creating here the JavaScript. So script type, and here let's type text JavaScript and close script. Perfect. Okay. Now in here we can type function test. Now, I hope you remember the code from the last video. This is basically the same thing that I'm going to type now. Okay, so we'll create the XML HTTP variable that later will hold the object, XML HTTP request object. And now, as always, we create a if statement to see if the user is using either Internet Explorer 5 or 6, or is using Firefox or Internet Explorer 7. So if window XML HTTP request. Do this, which is basically XML HTTP equals to new XML HTTP request object, else XML HTTP equals to new active X object and Microsoft dot XML HTTP. Okay. And now we type variable. Sorry. Now we type XML HTTP dot the event on ready state change is equal to function on ready state change is equal to the function that checks if the object has been sent or the request. HTTP XML HTTP ready state equals exactly to 4, okay, which is the state that checks if the request has been sent and is ready to be being requested, okay, or processed. So if XML HTTP dot ready state is equal to 4, do document get element by ID, and let's grab the div where we will output the result, which is ID result dot inner HTML is equal to XML HTTP dot response text. Okay, guys, pay attention, pay a lot of attention to the capital letters. Okay, you see that JavaScript has a lot of properties and methods with case sensitive, okay, and you have to pay attention to that. So you see here there's a capital letter, otherwise your code will not run at all, okay. So now you have that, and in here, down here, we just have to type URL is equal to, and this is going to be a very useful thing that you will use with PHP files, okay. I'm just going to show you that in a moment. We are still missing the open method and of course the XML HTTP send method. Now inside, as you remember, inside open method we have to type the method that we're going to use, which is get, and here we will type the URL, okay, that we will send to the PHP script, and here if we want an asynchronous request, yes, so we type true, okay. Now this URL is where we can, I told you before, we can pass variables, okay, or parameters with this URL to our PHP script, okay, and I'm just going to do that in a second. Before that, I have to define some variables here to hold the values of name and password. So where is it? Here. Okay. Variable uname is going to be equal to document get element by ID and up here username dot value. Okay, I'm running out of time. Okay guys, so I will continue in the next video. Okay, see you guys.